So I read this. I was not on the right day, but even still, I was like flipping through this. It's the best of the Bible, 365 must read Bible passages. And he was talking about the Jonah story and how he was upset. It wasn't until recently, like within the past 12 months, because I'm trying to remember when I actually went back to the story, but I always thought Jonah was running because he was afraid of the work he had to do. Jonah had an attitude. Jonah had a whole attitude. He did not want the people he was supposed to go minister to, he didn't want them to be saved. So it's saying for the devotional, read Jonah 3:1 through Jonah 4:11. So Jonah chapter 4. This change of plans upset Jonah and he became very angry. So he complained to the Lord about it. Didn't I say before I left home that you would do this, Lord? That is why I ran away to Tarshish. I knew that you were a gracious and compassionate God, slow to get angry and filled with unfailing love. So you mad. You mad that God has unfailing love. You're mad that he's slow to anger. I knew how easily you could cancel your plans for destroying these people. Just unalive me now, Lord. I'd rather be unalive than alive because nothing I predicted is going to happen. The Lord replied, is it right for you to be angry about this? Then Jonah went out to the east side of the city and made a shelter to sit. So he just didn't answer him. Okay. To sit and made a shelter to sit under as he waited to see if anything would happen to the city. So again, he has went and ministered, warned these people, and he's like, man, I don't want to go. He wanted them to perish. And the Lord arranged for a leafy plant to grow there. And as soon as it spread its broad leaves over Jonah's head, shading him from the sun. This eased some of his discomfort, and Jonah was very grateful for the plant. But God also prepared a worm. The next morning at dawn, the worm ate through the stem of the plant, so that it soon died and withered away, and the sun grew hot. God sent a scorching east wind to blow on Jonah. The sun beat down on his head until he grew faint and wished to die. Death is certainly better than this, he exclaimed. Then God said to Jonah, is it right for you to be angry because the plant died? Yes, Jonah reported, even angry enough to die. Then the Lord said, you feel sorry about the plant, though you did nothing to put it there. And a plant is only at best short-lived. But Nineveh has more than 120,000 people living in spiritual darkness, not to mention all the animals. Shouldn't I feel sorry for such a great city? The things we worry about. At the bottom it says, what things do you complain to God? Jonah revealed the reason for his reluctance to go to Nineveh. He didn't want the Ninevites forgiven. He wanted them destroyed. Jonah did not understand that the God of Israel is also the God of the whole world. Are you surprised when some unexpected person turns to God? Is it possible that your view is as narrow as Jonah's? We must not forget that in reality, we do not deserve to be forgiven by God. And it's so wild that I turned to that story because lately I've been thinking about grace and how it's undeserved. Like, grace is basically like being given favor and allowance of something when you don't deserve it. We don't deserve anything because we're sinners, right? Um, and it's just like, I think it irks me, just like in ways, some like Jonah, where it's like people just continue living the way they want to live. Like, oh, I got time, I got time. You don't know we don't know how much time we have. But it's like taking advantage of grace. Let's put it in regular terms, like common day terms. When you have grace on a bill, when the creditor is like, okay, we'll give you till the 15th. And then what if this person is like, you know what? They didn't cut it off last time. They didn't send me a notice last time. I'm going to just do it again. I'm going to use this money for something else instead of paying what's due. And it's like, as people, sometimes that happens where it's like people just, nothing happened to me last time. I'm going to keep breaking the law. I'm going to keep disrespecting my parents. I'm going to keep cheating on my spouse. I'm going to keep stealing from the job. I'm going to keep filling the blank of this sinful thing. It's like, do you not care? Like, where is the, dang, I want to do better. Dang, I don't really deserve this. I'm so glad God kept me, but let me walk right now. What happens when your grace runs out? So it's like, I guess I can't be mad at Jonah because I don't know how long he knew about the Ninevites and all of that. And he wanted them to, he felt like they didn't deserve the grace that God was giving. And I get it, because I'm like, but for me, I'll say I'm not exactly like Jonah, because I'm like, I do want people to be saved. I do want people to be like, you know what? I want to get it together. Now that one story that did bother me though, was that story where, that whole parable where they were working and, the people that were there early in the morning, they got paid the same amount as the people who showed up at the end of the day. Meaning, like, somebody can live their life horrible all their life, and at the very end, they get it right and they get to go to heaven. Whereas others have struggled to do right, to live right. They go to heaven too, but it's just like, dang, like, but yeah, it's not our grace to give. It's not our grace to give. Just like the plant, the flower, whatever that God allowed to grow and to shelter Jonah, it wasn't his plant to be angry about that it was destroyed. Meaning also, it wasn't his people, his creation, that he should care whether it was destroyed or not, or saved or not. It's not your people. What work have you done to care about what happens to them? What was his heart posture? That's another thing I have a question about. What was his heart posture? Did he know something we didn't know? Like, but yeah. Thanks for listening to my rambling with this devotional on this morning. Okay, bye.